Hi guys, in this video I'm going to review the second disc in the Essential Card Magic Toolbox. I already did the first one. I'm going to link the video below this, but the second DVD is about the false shuffles and cuts. So as you remember, Big Blind Media sent me this project. This is the DVD that we are talking about, and there's more videos to come. Stay tuned. So the second DVD was just as good as the first one. As the name says, you're going to learn false shuffles and cuts, plus routines as well. You're going to learn 4 routines which are very good and very powerful. So let's see. The DVD is English speaking, no subtitles, very easy to understand. It's hosted or put together by Liam Montier, who is a professional magician and using all of these cuts and shuffles during his working shows, which is great because a lot of the time some shuffles or cuts could be very complicated or very involved, sometimes not 100%. I know I use only just a handful of shuffles and cuts because a lot of the things that I learned, although it was fun learning it, the reality is that I just don't use them. But luckily these cuts are going to be usable in real life situations, which is very nice, I think. Liam Montier is also going to show you the details, how to do the shuffles, where to position your fingers, when to use certain shuffles and why. You can control a full stacked deck of cards. You can just control the top pile or the bottom. He's gonna give you different ideas of which routines you can use. Not every slide requires a table, therefore it's perfect for strolling, perfect for close-up. You can pick and choose whichever routine you're doing, whatever your situation is. Depends on whichever cut or shuffles you're going to use. It also gives credit so you know exactly where the moves are coming from, who are the originators, or where they were published the first time. Also, he's going to advise you about practice, the best way to practice, how to master your shuffles confidently. There are easy to learn slides, but also more involved slides as well, so you can pick and choose whichever you like best. I feel like all of them could be easily achieved, but it's really up to you, whichever feels good. This is one thing that I noticed about all the slides, is that they really, for me at least, really feel good. They really usable, just feels right. It's not something that overcomplicated or super difficult. It's something that feels natural to do. Therefore, I feel like you might going to use it. I definitely will use them, and I actually found or learned new slides in this routine. So I was very pleased and excited about it. And you also going to learn a slide from the owner or the creator of Big Blind Media, which was like very fun. I was like watching the cuts, and all of a sudden we come to this one specific cut, and I was like, oh, that looks so good. I never seen this before. Well, that's why. So yeah, there were some hidden treasures in this project for sure. You're also going to learn terms. So if you're not familiar, or if you're from a different country like me, you can learn how to say certain moves, formations, or certain slides. So that's also great, because once you learn it, if you read any new books or anything like that, you know what the book is referring to. And I have to say, of course, all the moves are slowly breaking down and easy to understand. So you're going to learn a total of, I'm breaking this down, a total of 6 overhand shuffles. 3 versions plus, or 3 variations plus 3 versions, so it's like 6 total. You're also going to learn optical shuffles, which are beautiful. You're going to learn number of stock shuffles as well, where you can control the different stocks within the deck. You're going to learn different riffle shuffles, which are surprisingly very easy to do and very effective. And of course, you're going to learn some general shuffles as well. With the cuts, you're going to learn actual real cuts. And I think the whole DVD is very well made to build it up so you know this is where we are going. So you learn some actual cuts, and then we're going to get into the false cut, and they're really easy to do. Yeah, they look so nice. There are 4 full routines that you're going to learn, and first of all, there is way. And way is when the magician offers the spectator to select a little bundle of cards freely from the shuffled deck. Spectator hides the cards in her hands, and the magician successfully, quote-unquote, estimates the exact amount of cards that was taken from the deck by weighing it, like by weighing the remaining deck in his hands. So great. But not only that, he is able to tell exactly which cards were removed from the deck, which cards were selected by the spectator. The second routine is Triumph, which is where the spectator freely selects a card from a shuffled deck, and magician shuffles the card, back into the deck. As he tells a story, he shuffles face up and down, making the deck completely mixed up. However, with a snap, the whole deck is now facing one direction again, except one card only, the spectator's freely selected card. Shock treatment is performed for 2 spectators. Magician selects one card from the deck for one of the spectator and places it in his pocket. He doesn't show it to her, just places it in his pocket. The other spectator freely chooses a card from a shuffled deck and remembers it. The first spectator is now guided to think of a card that is different from the one that was just chosen by the other spectator. This card is now shuffled back into the deck. Now the magician is going to find the selected card that was just shuffled back into the deck by the help of the thought of card. So she's dealing down the spectator who just thought of a card. She's dealing down cards face down from the deck and stops exactly at the other spectator's chosen card. And now this is the first time that she reveals her thought of card, and it turns out that that's exactly the card that the magician placed in his pocket at the beginning of the routine. Very great. Think of a card is the 4th and last routine that taught here. Magician asks the spectator to, think of a card. He gives her a shuffled deck of cards and asks her to look for this card and remove it from the deck, and then the card is placed back into the box. Now the magician is able to tell her selected card just by looking into her eyes. Very, very strong routine. Of course, each routine comes with a little bit of preset, because that's why you are learning the false shuffles and cuts. So there, as you can see, the routines are very powerful. So this is definitely something that not just for beginners but for card workers will appreciate for sure. Let's look at the yeses. So it is a DVD that you're going to receive. Easy to do, sleight of hand, full routines you're learning here. There is a little bit of preset, and some of them has, of course, more of a preset. When you're presetting a full deck, of course, it's going to take time, but you're also going to learn very powerful techniques here. With this technique of presetting your deck, you can do miracles. They do end clean because, there's nothing really to hide. The audience don't know what they look for, and you're just using a regular deck of cards. There is audience participation in every single routine. All of the performances are demonstrated. There are one routine that requires memory work, but you can perform these in any language. And no, there is no do-it-yourself, no extra expense, no gimmick, no mat, and it's not angle sensitive. So I would say definitely check it out. Wonderful project. I had a great time looking through it. I wanted to thank Big Blind Media for sending me this project. I am really excited, looking forward to the other videos, because here we're going to have the Double Lift project, a whole DVD dedicated for double lifts. I mean, so great. forces project. Here is all about, just about the forces. I mean, wow. I never even heard about this this bundle before, so I'm just like having such a great time. So yeah, thank you so much for you guys watching, and if you want to see more of my videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up, support me, and let me know what you think about this review, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye bye.